I thought you said the mighty Cheetos. I was like, alright, sounds good. Those are Fritos though.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughn Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughn Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business students. This building also has a real-time stock trading room. Right next door is the Sykes Chapel for Faith and Values. This gorgeous interfaith chapel features a large main hall complete with a massive pipe organ, as well as meditation rooms and meeting rooms. Student healthcare is a major priority for us here at UT. The Dickey Health and Wellness Center is accessible to all students and provides high-quality services including basic medical care, counseling, and wellness programs. On the east side of campus, you'll find the McDonald-Kelsey Library. Here, students can learn from a large collection of books, periodicals, and digital databases. They can also take advantage of our numerous study rooms and computers. The Academic Success Center is another great resource for students. This is your one-stop shop for academic advising, coaching, and tutoring services. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just want to shoot some hoops, the athletic facilities here at UT are hard to beat. The Bob Martinez Athletic Center includes a large gymnasium, a weight room, and training facilities. In addition, the campus features an aquatic center open year-round, 6 tennis courts, baseball and softball fields, a 1,500-seat stadium, as well as a lacrosse field and intramural complex. Need a break from studying? Head to Falk Theater and catch a play. This 1,000-seat historic theater serves as a home for all major performances made by UT's Department of Speech, Theater and Dance, as well as special guests. This is one of UT's newest facilities, the Innovation and Collaboration Building. Here you will find UT's very own Starbucks. In addition, classrooms, cybersecurity labs, study lounges, and the Loth Entrepreneurship Center, designed for student entrepreneurs to launch their startups. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video tour of UT, we'd love to give you one in person. For more information or to schedule a campus visit, go to ut.edu.
book them or whatever, can you tell them to tag as many pictures on social?
Tampa Spartans.
Tampa Spartans, Tampa Spartans, and Tampa Rollins, which is just Tampa_softball. That way I can easily share it on softball. You are the best.
Hashtag Tampa softball.
No, it's just at softball.
Tampa Spartans.
Yeah.
We're not close to starting, are we?
I don't think so. We still have players on the stands.
Okay, cool.
I think we're good. Alright, now we're rocking and rolling. Sheriff should put it in D, so D1. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to her and be like, I don't know what you're doing.
They have the same lineup.
Yeah, except she wrote it correctly this time. Like, they're in the same exact spot. Alright, let's see if I can make it down there.
When you get back to Wayne, sorry.
There is something electrifying about a vibrant community of learning. Providing new knowledge, reimagining teaching and learning, designing and reinventing the spaces where we learn, live, and work. attracting and inspiring the best students and faculty, engaging locally and globally. These are essential to creating tomorrow for UT and our world. A campaign causes us to state what we stand for. It propels us to envision the future and work diligently in new and exciting ways. It inspires supporters to believe in the long-term value of campaign priorities. It impacts the world we inhabit today while we're creating tomorrow.
We are deeply grateful that so many of you stand with us. Together, we are developing UT as a model metropolitan community of learning.
We are pleased you enjoy the satisfaction of investing in the lives of students. Your heartfelt commitment makes for an electrifying connection among all of us.
Creating Tomorrow has been a campaign committed to advancing UT's mission and vision for the future. Our focus, the people, places, and purpose of the university, has transformed the UT educational experience and created a legacy of excellence.
We are where we are today, one of the most exciting times in UT history, because you accepted our challenge. You have helped us transform UT from a local treasure with potential to a prominent national figure on the educational scene.
On behalf of our campaign leadership team, we thank you for making so much possible. Because you care, because you believe, UT's future possibilities are unlimited.
At the heart of our university are its people, our students, faculty, and staff who come from around the world and from different backgrounds to share a singular experience. Our primary concern is making UT accessible to deserving students, and then ensuring their academic progress, personal development, and career readiness. Your support ensures that a UT education remains within reach to exceptional students from across a wide economic spectrum. Currently, 92% of UT's almost 9,000 students receive financial assistance. The Creating Tomorrow campaign is committed to increase student financial aid and academic program development. UT's strong experiential learning program is nationally recognized for the variety and number of experiences that shape our students' lives.
My UT scholarships are important because they allow me to focus on my studies and my future without the burden of financial struggles. I am currently a senior and have plans to attend law school next fall. This dream is possible because of the scholarships I've been awarded. Receiving financial aid has given me the time to compete on the cross-country team, become involved in student government, and to volunteer in the community. Each year, my scholarships have motivated me to achieve more academically. Thank you for believing in me.
Creating Tomorrow supports an innovative campus that reflects our defining value of educational excellence. We have always considered our campus setting as a resource. The construction of modern buildings and facilities during the campaign has transformed the UT landscape and enhanced the student experience. Projects supported by this campaign inspire a strong sense of community for everyone who lives, learns, and works at UT. It is the exceptional education which takes place beyond the impressive facades of our buildings that helps us attract and retain talented faculty and students. Students have access to the best faculty, facilities, tools, and resources to nurture their passions. Cutting-edge technology and equipment provide students with new ways of learning and engaging others. UT's excellent residential learning environment provides a variety of rich co-curricular learning experiences. Our emphasis is on developing the whole person.
We say we are changing lives to create tomorrow, and we mean it. Every day we stretch to do better, to do more, and to use UT's entrepreneurial spirit to accomplish the most we can. A UT education is an intense immersion experience. It creates a strong foundation for a productive life filled with opportunities and preparation for leadership and service. Skills and critical thinking abilities are honed through a challenging academic program and a rich set of co-curricular learning activities. International opportunities play a vital role in preparing UT students to compete in our increasingly global marketplace. The campaign utilizes unrestricted funds to enhance the whole university. These resources allow UT to adapt to changing circumstances and take advantage of emerging opportunities. By expanding programs that enrich the student experience, we strive to develop the whole person and prepare students for success after graduation.
We strive to maintain a remarkable level of support we see from alumni, parents, employees, and friends of the university. Thanks for your confidence in us. We will continue to be conscientious stewards of our resources. We recognize our responsibility to ensure that students leave their UT experience with knowledge and problem-solving abilities to develop a better world.
The Creating Tomorrow campaign has electrified a new sense of pride and enthusiasm about what is possible for UT when we all work together. Your passion and dedication are elevating this university ever higher. We are indeed fortunate to count you as our friends. Thank you for your support.
Catching and batting third, number 16, Chelsea Peace. Designated player batting fourth, number 99, First base batting fifth, number 8, Jordan Colsey. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 21, Grace Sherman. Right field batting seventh, number 18, Jaden Walker. Center field batting eighth, number 11, Jaden Walker. Left field and batting ninth, number 2, Leslie Moore. And pitching from number 7, Angela Maximoff. For the Spartans, leading off and playing left field, number 8, Lauren Fantone. Batting second, playing center field, number 3, Lily Keister. Right field, batting third, number 21, Mariah Gale. Third base, batting fourth, number 22, Corinne Lyman. Second base, batting fifth, number 33, Alexa Russo. Catching, batting sixth, number 13, Lexi Chevalier. First base, batting seventh, number 19, DJ Jansen. Designated player, batting eighth, number 34, Savannah Miller. Shortstop, batting ninth, number 2, Steph Palmer. And pitching for the Spartans, number 18, Erica Thumper.
Softball great, Julia Morrow. Yes, yes.
Folks, we would like to welcome the following groups attending tonight's game.
You're UT great.
Luke Seminole, 10U softball. Tampa Bay Mighty Cheetahs. And Countryside Little League. Thank you for attending tonight's game. Be sure to tag us in your photos at Tampa_softball and at Tampa Spartans. Also be sure to follow at Tampa Spartans on our socials for up-to-date information on University of Tampa athletics. Please give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and use our official hashtag #StackAt1.
You're not good with children?
Sometimes. I'm going to distract them. So getting them together into listening as a unit, probably not. You know, it's not very but yeah, sit down.
I don't.
It's to your shirt, and then oh.
Pitcher was supposed to pitch the first game. The second time.
First pitch of game 2, Ashley Troutman, the leadoff hitter for Rollins. You saw the swing and a miss as she is going up against UT starting pitcher Mary Beth Feldman. And 0-2 now. Feldman getting ahead of Troutman. Way up high for ball 1. The sun starting to move, and you see the shadows of the batter and the catcher and the home plate umpire. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. And just like that, Mary Beth Feldman has her first strikeout of this game as UT is looking to bounce back from having dropped game 1 of this doubleheader by a 1-0 score. And the stands have gotten to borderline overflow capacity here as a lot more spectators came in between games 1 and 2 of this doubleheader, as we're now looking at Ravian Bryant, the number 2 hitter for the Tars here in the top of the first, and that's going to be foul, so 0-2 to her. And I don't blame the fans for continuing to come in as you see a ball that's going to end up foul. 3 Spartans chase it, and all for naught as no one's able to get it. Anyhow, the temperature is still 85 degrees on this Friday evening as we approach 7 o'clock. And not that they could have known that there was going to be an exciting one-run game in the first of this doubleheader, but they're here in great numbers to watch game 2 between the Spartans and the Rollins Tars. The 0-2, 1-2 to Ravian Bryant. And that one's low for ball 2. So 2-2 now to number 22. Hopes that she won't be out number 2 of this first inning, and she will be, as a nice play there. A running catch from center fielder Lily Keister. So with 2 outs in the top of the first inning, swing and a miss from Chelsea Peace. And Feldman throws it to Russo, covering at first, but not in time. And so the Tars get their first runner on board here in game 2. Batter is Ashley Worrell, the winning pitcher from Game 1, a complete Game 1 hitter. Mary Beth Feldman delivers to her, swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Worrell. And the 0-2 on the way. Sent deep to center field, and making the catch at the fence is Lily Keister for out number 3. So no runs on one hit, no Spartan errors, and no Rollins players left on base. Rollins 0, Spartans coming to bat. Back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa.
Back alive here as the Spartans get set to hit in the bottom of the first. Nothing for the Tars to start off the second game of the doubleheader. Lauren Fantone, the leadoff hitter. Fantone, the Spartans' left fielder. And facing Emily McMullen. And a hit by pitch. So Fantone gets on base, although not the way that she would have liked to. And so that'll put a runner aboard for Lily Keister, who we saw make a couple of nice catches in center field in the top half of the inning. And lays down a bunt, fielded by McMullen, and not in time. Some good base running there by Lily Keister. And of course, in the process, advances Lauren Fantone to second. And so the first two Spartans batters of the game, both on base. And now you see Christine Roser-Lefevre's questioning the call, I'm assuming. Talking to Tyrone Miller, who is the infield umpire for this game, trading places. Steve Lewis behind the plate for game 2. And that brings up Mariah Galehouse. And Galehouse showing bunt also as that one sails to the backstop. McMullen, the left-hander, checking the wristband, and you can hear all the way up here home plate umpire Steve Lewis calling that one a ball. Galehouse stepping back in and bunts nicely, and McMullen does get it there in time and advances the runners. So one away in the bottom of the first for Corinne Miner, as there's runners at second and third for her. Fantone at third, Keister at second, and the two umpires talking things over as Mariah Galhouse waited on first base that whole time. Denise Rubio thought she was safe, and Leslie Cantor did run out quickly to just make a quick ask of Tyrone Miller, who then talked with the home plate umpire Steve Lewis, and they held firm with the call of out at first. And so now a swing and a miss for Corinne Miner. And now the 0-1 from McMullen. And there's a base hit, and the Spartans will get the game's first run. Will it be two? Yes. And so Corinne Miner with a single that scores both Lauren Fantone and Lily Keister. And the Spartans already have 2 runs on 2 hits after having gone the entire first game with no runs and just 1 hit. And so that'll bring Alexa Russo to the plate. Here comes the 0-1 to Russo, and look out, that one just missed her. Corinne Miner at first base has given her team a 2-0 lead. One out here, and 0-2 against Alexa Russo. McMullen checks the wristband, and Russo fouls that one off. Next pitch, and now it bounces foul. Russo was trying to elude the ball and will have to retreat to the batter's box anyways. Next pitch swung on, and that's going to go out of play on the first base side. So Alexa Russo stays alive. Russo looks at that one for ball 2. And pops that one up, and that will be caught by Ravian Bryant for out number 2. That'll bring up catcher Lexi Chevalier. Chevalier swings at the first pitch and misses. And sends that one to short for what will be out number 3. But not before the Spartans do some damage offensively. UT comes through with 2 runs on 2 hits, no Tars errors, and 1 runner left on base. So through 1 complete, home team in the lead 2-0. We'll be back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
It's the number 8 Tampa Spartans hosting the Rollins Tars, game 2 of a doubleheader with the visitors having taken the first game 1-0. And already Spartans up 2-0 in this one as we start the top of the second. Leading things off for Rollins is Tyler Joe Colby. You saw her swing and miss the first offering from Mary Beth Feldman. And another one as Feldman is ahead now 0-2. And that one's up high for ball 1. Really nice to see the stands packed and then some here for this game. As you see, Colby fouled that one off towards the Spartans dugout. For all intents and purposes, not enough seats, as there's some very young softball players sitting in here wherever they can find room watching this game. As you see, ball 2 there to Colby. Next pitch from Feldman, swung on and missed, and down goes Tyler Joe Colby. That'll bring up Grace Germer. Well, that one looked like it was right down Main Street and called a ball. And I'll generously chalk that one up to my vantage point up here in the press box, not being directly behind home plate. As you saw the count now go to 2-0. Feldman and taken for ball 3 by Grace Germer. The 3-0 on the way. And Germer showed bunt, thought she drew the walk, and after all that, it's 3-1. And strike 2 as Feldman battling back here. Germer had a nice outing in the first game of this doubleheader. trying to reach base here in the top of the second in some way, shape, or form. Thought she was going to draw the walk. Count is full, and lashes that one, and it does go foul down the left field line. This one's turning into a duel. And Feldman with the 3-2 and induces the pop-up, and it's caught there by Alexa Russo for out number 2. That'll bring up Jaden Walker, the Tars right fielder. Feldman deals, and strike one to Jaden Walker. And that one's up high for ball one. Swing and a miss. Mary Beth Feldman, one strike away from ending the top of the second. Pitch on the way. Walker sends that one to Minor at third, over to first for out number 3. And so the Tars, no runs on no hits, no Spartans errors, and no runners left on base. Through 1.5, UT in the lead, 2-0. Back with more softball on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
And for college sports.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it.
An incredible finish by Hall. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, bottom of the second for UT. And leading things off is first base player Emily Jansen. And looks at strike one from Emily McMullen. The number 7 hitter is Jansen, and that's going to be a base hit. So the first UT batter of the first inning reached base on a hit by pitch, and now the first batter of the second inning reaches base on a hit. And brings up the number 8 hitter, Savannah Miller, designated player, and a bunt that goes back to the screen. Savannah Miller, limited action this year, has played in just 8 games, hitting .455, 5 hits and 11 at-bats. She has scored 2 runs and driven 1 in. And now the 1-1 to her. Oh, a big swing and miss there. And so Miller now behind 1-2. Her teammate Emily Jansen at first, and that one's up high for ball 2. Emily McMullen set, delivers, and a foul tip back to the wall. As the sun slowly starts to drop, more shadows on the outfield grass. And the 2-2 is swung on and not caught over in front of the Rollins dugout. And so Savannah Miller stays alive here in the bottom of the second. Two swung on and a base hit. And so Savannah Miller with a single. UT must have changed into their hitting shoes for game 2. Keep in mind they only had one hit in game 1, had nothing in the run column, and here they are in the bottom of the second, game 2 of the doubleheader. 2 runs, 4 hits. Runners on first and second here with nobody out. And we're getting a pinch runner here as Devin Hammonds has come in to run at first base in place of Savannah Miller, as that one's going to be not playable. The batter, Steph Ballmer, Spartans shortstop. She is the number 9 hitter in the lineup. And now McMullen's 0-1 to her. Similar result. Fouled back to the screen. Hammonds at first, Jansen at second. 0-2 pitch coming up to Steph Ballmer, and watches that one for a ball. Emily McMullen looking for her first strikeout of the game. Here's her 1-2 offering, and gets that first strikeout. You're welcome. As down goes Steph Ballmer. So we'll go back to the top of the order as Lauren Fantone comes up to bat. She of the I was the person hit by a pitch to lead off the game. And that one's high and outside for ball 1. Lauren Fantone, the UT left fielder, waiting the next pitch from Emily McMullen. Lefty against lefty. Big swing and miss by Fantone. And there's a shot by Fantone and caught out in right field as Jansen will advance to third base. A nice catch out in right field by Jaden Walker. And so now the Spartans with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Runners on the corners for Lily Keister, who singled in the first inning. McMullen taking her time here, hoping to get out of this jam. and prevent the Spartans from making it a 3-run lead, as you see the swing and a miss by Keister. Keister ready. McMullen deals and watches ball 2 go in. Swing and a miss. Two and two now. Keister and Emily McMullen doing battle here. And there's strike 3 as Keister goes down, and the Spartans will go scoreless. No runs on 2 hits, no TARS errors, and 2 runners left on base. Through 2 complete, UT in the lead 2-0. Back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back alive here, top of the 3rd. And the first pitch is a strike to Taylor Waters. And there's one outside for a ball. One on the way from Feldman, and just enough for ball 2. Feldman with the 2-1, and looked at for ball 3. Let's see how Taylor Waters fares here in the top of the 3rd. And strike 2. Count goes full.
You don't use it? You don't want your pictures?
Full count, pitch, swung on, fouled back. And so Taylor Waters will live to see at least one more pitch. Feldman ready, and that one is fouled off. We're in the top of the 3rd. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. Rollins having won the first one 1-0. A complete game 1-hitter by pitcher Ashley Worrell. As you see, out number 1 there. So down goes Taylor Waters. And that brings up Lexi Moore. Strike one to her. And a bunt laid down very nicely. Great job by Lexi Moore. And as impressive as the bunt was as impressive as her speed was. Getting down to first base in no time. And so the Tars with a runner aboard here in the top of the third. And to the top of the order we go. Ashley Troutman. Troutman struck out to start this game.
He's got long hair like that. He was wearing a Rays shirt that's like the same color as the throwback Devil Rays.
And Chevalier throws, nobody covering. And amazingly, Moore holds at first. Chevalier saw Moore and saw the opportunity to pick her off, but nobody was there to cover defensively for the Spartans, as there's a pitch that goes way outside for a ball. So Ashley Troutman still with a teammate on first base, despite what seemed like it was going to turn into a runner at second, as you see the foul tip. And Moore just exhausted a bunch of energy for naught as she retreats back to first base. And meanwhile, Ashley Troutman staring at a 2-2 count. Troutman teasing, showing bunt, and pops that one up and handled easily by Emily Jansen for out number 2. So it'll bring up Ravian Bryant. The Tars' second base player flew out to right field in the first inning and fouls this one back out of play. Wind picking up a little bit over here, as you see, a wave and a miss. And the wind down to the left, so where the batter is now, directly behind her in foul territory, the short palm tree and a UT flag that a fan is holding on to, waving pretty good. And now there's a little shovel for out number 3, and the Tars are done in the top of the third. No runs on one hit, no Spartans errors, and nobody left on base. And so we're through 2.5. Home team in the lead 2-0, and we'll be back with the bottom of the third on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back. I'm Bruce Wozniak, and we are in the bottom of the third inning as Mariah Galhouse steps into the batter's box for UT here. Her team leading 2-0. First pitch to her is swung on and fouled back. Galhouse, a sacrifice in her first plate appearance of this game. And swings at the next one, and same result, as Mariah is quickly behind in the count here against Emily McMullen. McMullen delivers and strikes out Galhouse. Foul ball, and a swinging strike. And that's out number one for UT in the bottom of the third. Brings up Corinne Miner. She had that single in the first inning that drove in the game's 2 runs to this point. And swings at that one also, but it's fouled down the left field line. Head coach Leslie Cantor nodding, yeah. You got the rhythm, you got the stroke, and she knows that Miner can very likely repeat what she did in the first inning just because of how potent her bat has always been. Corinne Miner, .319 batting average, 3 home runs, 27 RBI. Leads the team in RBI. Tied for the team lead in home runs. Alexa Russo also has 3. And now the 0-2 from McMullen. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-2, and Miner fouls that one back. The young softball players in the crowd starting some of their little chants from when they're the ones out in the field. As McMullen strikes out Corinne Miner, who had an eye on the umpire for that call, which results in, surprisingly, Galhouse and Miner being back-to-back strikeout victims of Emily McMullen, something that you won't see very often. And that'll bring up Alexa Russo, speaking of being tied for the team lead in home runs, and sends a blast down the left field line, stays fair, and Russo easily into second base with a double, and is all fired up as she stands on the bag. And double fist pump for Alexa Russo, who drilled that one and gave the ball a real good ride. That left fielder Lexi Moore had to work for, and the Tars should be considering it a moral victory to hold Russo to just a double. And brings up Lexi Chevalier. And Chevalier now, a nice turn of events here for her. Her team does have 2 outs, but an opportunity for her with this runner in scoring position. She popped out to short, Lexi did, in the first inning. 1-0, and she looks at that one, strike 1. McMullen calm in the pitching circle, delivers, and Chevalier fouls that one back. So 1-2 now. And another foul for Chevalier. updated batting average to include the first game of this doubleheader. Chevalier this season now hitting .268. And the 1-2 coming to her and fouls off another one. One of 6 players, Chevalier, that has home runs this season for UT. Not a team that hits a lot of home runs. Based largely on this ballpark, not a very home run friendly ballpark. And 2-2 to count here for Chevalier with 2 outs. And a shot to left field, and that's going to easily score. Alexa Russo looks like an instant replay of what Russo just did. An RBI double by Lexi Chevalier as the Spartans go up 3-0. Sends a 2-2 pitch to the same spot at the left field wall that Russo did. And the Spartans finding the offense that was lacking in game 1. And now the first pitch to the first base player, Emily Jansen. .1-0 on the way, and Jansen fouls that one off. 1-1. So Chevalier comes through with an RBI double after Alexa Russo before her had doubled as well. And McMullen a little bit more selective with this pitch, and it's low and away for ball 1. McMullen's 1-2 and chopped by Jansen, and the tag made on Chevalier for out number 3, but not before the Spartans get another one up on the board. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and the Spartans now lead 3-0 through 3 innings, and lots more softball still on the way on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. A terrific Friday night here in Tampa. 82 degrees our temperature. Past 7:30 p.m. Eastern time now. And Galehouse delivers the first pitch of the top of the 4th inning. That is fouled by Chelsea Peace. The Rollins number 3 hitter. She singled in the first inning. And so Feldman's 0-1 to her is going to be another base hit. So Peace 2 for 2 now as she singles to left field. And that'll bring up Ashley Worrell, who again, it bears repeating, a gem in game 1 of this doubleheader. She pitched a complete game 1 hitter for the 1-0 victory. And first pitch to her of this at-bat is a strike. She flew out to center field in the first inning. These two teams, one more game tomorrow to wrap up the regular season. And of course that will be here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network as well. A 1-1 pitch coming from Mary Beth Feldman. And swing and a miss, Ashley Worrell. And even though Worrell is the designated player, you could still say pitcher versus pitcher here, as there's a shot that's going to be a base hit for Worrell, and the relay will be cut off. So runners on the corners now for the Tars, as their first two hitters of the fourth inning both get base hits. That'll bring up Tyler Jo Colby. She struck out looking in the second inning. And looks like we're probably going to get a pinch runner. Tars head coach Christine Roser Lefevers talking right now with home plate umpire Steve Lewis. And since Tyler Jo Colby is still standing in the I'm about to bat position, and clearly it's a pinch runner situation, and that's going to be in the person of Tristan Peace. She is pinch running at first base for Ashley Worrell. And so Tyler Jo Colby, with no outs and runners on the corners, facing Mary Beth Feldman, swings and fouls that one back to the screen. And here comes the 0-1 from Feldman. Strike two. And hold on. There's a play at the plate, and it's not connected with Chevalier. And so the run scores. And the pinch runner advances to second. So some sloppy play there. And the Tars get on the board to cut it to 3-1. And so now Feldman's 0-2. That's way outside to Tyler Jo Colby. The 1-2 to her. And Tristan Peace on second base now. Swing and a miss. And Tyler Jo Colby will go down as the first out of the fourth inning. And so that will bring up Grace Germer. And swings at the first pitch. And a collision. Steph Ballmer and Tristan Peace. Wow. And you can hear the Rollins fans very upset, and you see how quickly their head coach Christine Roser Lefevers is out there to argue with the umpire Tyrone Miller in the infield as he calls Tristan Peace out number 2 of this top of the fourth. And now Miller is going to have a little chat with his colleague Steve Lewis from behind home plate. And indeed the call is confirmed, and so Tristan Peace will head back to the Rollins dugout, and that's a big turn of events here and definitely puts a pin in the balloon that was the Tars' momentum. They do have Grace Germer at first base, and Jaden Walker up to bat now. And it looked like Germer was going to be off to the races. 0-1 here to Jaden Walker. We had some drama, if that's the right word, in game one, despite it being a 7-inning affair that only saw 1 run scored between the two teams combined, and a little bit of that carrying over to some extent here in game two as we near the midway point of this one. And the 1-1 pitch coming from Mary Beth Feldman to Jaden Walker, and the throw down to second. They do get the runner for out number 3, and so Lexi Chevalier to some extent redeems herself with a nice throw down to second to get the runner. And so the Tars are done in the top of the 4th. 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 Spartan error, and the home team still leads, although it's now 3-1. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Devin Hammonds hitting for UT, and that's strike 1 to her. Devin Hammonds, a freshman from St. John's, Florida, as we see the lefty versus lefty matchup, and Hammonds flies that one, and what a great catch. Fantastic in the outfield. Taylor Waters on the run and takes one away from Devin Hammonds. Wow. And that'll go on the highlight reel for the Tars and for Taylor Waters herself. And it's out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That brings up Steph Ballmer, and swing and a miss. She struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Her team is up 3-1 as we've passed the natural halfway point, and that one is going to go foul. And so Ballmer now behind in the count, 0-2. She is the number 9 hitter. And you saw there Lauren Fantone handing her the bat. Fantone on deck. Spartans leadoff hitter. And the 0-2 to Ballmer. That's way outside for a ball. And regardless of the outcome of this game, that's going to be a nice memory for Taylor Waters. What a highlight catch she made in the outfield. As you see Ballmer foul that one back to the screen. Emily McMullen fires that one in for ball 2. Her pitch count is up to 65. with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. And Ballmer sends that one to the outfield and caught by Jaden Walker for out number 2. Speaking of 2, that is the start time for tomorrow's final game of the season. 2 o'clock first pitch here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network as the Spartans and Tars close out the 2022 regular season. And Lauren Fantone in the batter's box now for UT, swings and a little foul tip that sends it back to the screen. And McMullen, looking over to her dugout, now consults her wristband and ready with the 0-1 to Fantone. And strike 2. Here's the 0-2, Fantone. Whoa, that's way outside for ball 1. The Tars playing the role of spoiler, ending UT's 8-game winning streak with that 1-0 victory in game 1 of this doubleheader. McMullen's next pitch, and it's going to go foul down the left field line. A quick word there from Lily Keister, who is on deck. Something that she saw that Emily McMullen is doing or isn't doing. And let's see if it helps Fantone, as that one's up high for ball 2. And the shot by Fantone, that one's going to be a base hit. And so Fantone keeps the inning alive for the Spartans. And Lily Keister, who had given her some insights from the on-deck circle, heads to the batter's box now. Keister is 1 for 2 in this game, singled in the first, and then struck out looking in the second. Swings and misses. The offering from Emily McMullen. Lily Keister, another hometown product on the Spartans roster. 4 players for the Spartans that are from Tampa. 1-1 from McMullen, and that's going to go foul right over towards the Spartans dugout. Mariah Galhouse over there in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to get into the batter's box in this bottom of the fourth. Her team up 3-1. They've got a runner on first in the person of Lauren Fantone. Keister now set and sends that one foul. One and 2 is the count here against Keister. And she sends that one popped to short for out number 3. So no runs for the Spartans. And the fourth, 1 hit, no errors by Rollins, and 1 Spartan runner left on base. We're through 4 complete. UT in the lead 3-1. Back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Back here at the Namoli Family Stadium, top of the 5th. And a foul ball to start things off. Jaden Walker, 0 for 1 in this game. She ground out to third in the second inning. And the 0-1 to her, she looks at it up high for ball 1. Jaden Walker, the number 7 hitter, so we're seeing the bottom of the order here in this top of the 5th. UT hoping to get a split of this doubleheader. And for all intents and purposes, two very different games. First game, only 1 run scored. The Tars victorious. Spartans only get 1 hit. And here we are in the top of the 5th of game 2. 4 runs between the two teams combined and 11 hits between the two teams combined. Walker returns to the batter's box. And here comes the 2-2 and gets her. Strike 3 called. Two teams only combined for 6 hits in game 1, and as I just mentioned, they've combined for 11 so far. As you see, ball fouled back by Taylor Waters. And that one's popped up and not playable, as Chevalier and Jansen waited for it to come down off the screen, and it did not. Taylor Waters is 0 for 1. Flew out to right field in the 3rd, as you see Chevalier snare that one. The 1-2 from Mary Beth Feldman, and ball 2. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The Tars from Rollins College up in Winter Park, Florida, just over 2 hours, let's call it, north of here, and nicely played and over to first. Oh, dropped. And unfortunate, as Steph Ballmer had made a nice play to get it over to Jansen, and safe at second base is Taylor Waters. And the Tars, of course, will gladly take that. The second UT error of the game. That brings up Lexi Moore. First pitch to her is a ball. Moore, the Tars left fielder, 1 for 1 in this game, courtesy of a 3rd inning single. And that one's way outside. Ball 2. Two balls, no strikes. Mary Beth Feldman against Lexi Moore. Follows that one back. And the sun is, for all intents and purposes, set. Still a beautiful night for softball, though, and as I mentioned, terrific turnout here for the game this evening, as Feldman ready with the 2-1, and strike called. Lexi Moore was showing bunt. Our temperature is still at 82 degrees. And now the 2-2 from Feldman, and that's upstairs for ball 3. Keep in mind that Taylor Waters is on second base for Rollins. Here's the 3-2, and out of play, and almost out of the stadium. So Lexi Moore staying alive here in the top of the 5th. Going head-to-head with Mary Beth Feldman. And her next pitch swung on and missed. And that'll be strikeout number 5 of the game for Feldman. As Lexi Moore goes down as out number 2 of this top of the 5th. And so we go to the top of the order now, and Ashley Troutman, who is 0 for 2. She was the first strikeout victim of the game. And there's one that they say is fair, and runners are safe all around. So the Tars making a threat here. Top of the 5th, they've got runners on the corners and 2 out. This is Ravian Bryant. Big opportunity for her, and the pitch count is starting to get up there for Mary Beth Feldman. She's at 80 here in the top of the 5th, and the runner goes. Chevalier, the throw, not in time, and now the relay back to home and getting back to third. Now we got a rundown, and there's a throw home, and there's going to be a problem here because the Tars have too many players. And wow, look at all this. And the run scores, and the umpire watching all this go down. Finally, the tag applied, and some frustration there. Lily Keister looked pretty frustrated, pretty aggressive, and they're going to sort this all out. Although the top of the 5th has officially ended, they do put that second run on the board, and they're going to go into the bottom of the 5th with the UT now in just a 1-run lead. So we'll be back with the aftermath of all that and the bottom of the 5th on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
And after all that, we're ready to resume with the bottom of the 5th. UT now clinging to a 3-2 lead. And the number 3 hitter, Mariah Galhouse, into the batter's box. Sacrifice in the first inning, and then she struck out in the 3rd. And after all that chaos, to end at the top of the 5th, there's a shot by Galhouse that is handled quickly and easily by Grace Germer over at third base for out number 1. After all that chaos to end the top of the 5th, the current line score shows 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Rollins, 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for UT. And of course the number that counts the most, 3-2 on the scoreboard, as Minor, another highlight catch in the outfield. Wow. Taylor Waters, just tremendous. Fantastic night for her defensively, and congratulated and helped up by her fellow outfielders, Lexi Moore and Jaden Walker, and a well-deserved hand for Taylor Waters, who just absolutely robbed Corinne Minor. And Waters trying to catch her breath out there. Almost a somersault in making the catch. And hopefully she's all right physically, as it was quite a toll that it might have taken on her body in making a tremendous highlight reel catch. As you see a conference going on out in the pitching circle, Tars head coach Christine Roser-Lefevre's out there, and now the umpire coming to break things up. And Emily McMullen looking to the outfield, and that might have very well been a stall tactic by the Tars, just to give Taylor Waters some time to recollect herself. And now we're ready to resume. McMullen, Alexa Russo the batter, 0-1 right there. Russo popped out to second in the first inning and then had a double in the third, and that one's way outside for ball 1. You'll recall in the third inning, Alexa Russo had that double to the left field wall, and then was immediately followed by Lexi Chevalier, who did the exact same thing, a double to the same spot. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, count goes to 2-1 against Russo. And Russo hammers that one foul down the left field line. Chevalier waiting in the on-deck circle. Dare I say pessimistically, she still has her pads on and is hoping that she'll be able to take those off her legs and get an at-bat here in this inning, as you see Russo foul that one back. And so Emily McMullen trying to close out the Spartans here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 on the way, and Russo sends that one foul and off the top of the Tars dugout. Russo walking with a purpose, and now steps back into the batter's box. Chelsea Peace back in position behind home plate, waits for the pitch from the circle from her pitcher Emily McMullen. There it is, and Russo just goes and fouls another one back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Spartans led this game 3-0. As you see that one go outside for a ball. Rollins put up one in the top of the 4th, one in the top of the 5th to get to our current 3-2 score in favor of the home team. Full count, pitch on the way, and Russo smacks that one to right field, and that will be fielded routinely by Jaden Walker for out number 3. So we are through 5 complete, and UT holding the lead 3-2. More softball on the way on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Ravian Bryant to lead things off for Rollins here in the top of the 6th. Lights are on in the stadium and the fans are on the edge of their seats. It's been a very entertaining game. 1-0 from Mary Beth Feldman on the way. Strike one. And Mary Beth Feldman, her pitch count is at 81 now. She's struck out 5 batters, and there's a swing and a miss by Bryant. Puts the count at 1-2 and puts Feldman 1 strike away from her 6th strikeout of the game. And now the 1-2 and swung on. That should be caught and is out in right field by Mariah Galhouse. And so we'll see the number 3 hitter now, Chelsea Peace, the Tars catcher. And she's 2 for 2 in this game. A pair of singles, those coming in the 1st and 4th innings. Strike one to her here in the top of the 6th. And here comes the 0-1 and sends that to right field, and Galhouse has that one for out number 2. Mariah Galhouse, very versatile player, obviously very proficient with the bat, exceptional from the pitching circle. We've seen her play a couple of outfield positions. We've seen her in center field, and obviously in this game 2 outs in a row there from the right field position, as the batter is Ashley Worrell. And now the 0-1 on the way to her, and outside for ball 1. Swings and misses, and Ashley Worrell, wow, she was swinging for the fences on that one. So 1-2 now with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. And Feldman's pitch is on the way, and ball 2. Home plate umpire Steve Lewis, no question about that one. Feldman ready. Here comes the 2-2. And Worrell, Galhouse, all 3 outs this inning. How about that? From the right field position, the Tars go 3 up and 3 down, courtesy of Mariah Galhouse's defense. And so the Spartans continue to lead 3-2 after 5.5. Back with more on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Bottom of the 6th, and UT obviously hoping that this will be their final at-bat of this game, leading 3-2. Lexi Chevalier to lead things off. She is the number 6 hitter and is 1 for 2 in this game. Had that RBI double in the 3rd when she drove in Alexa Russo, who had doubled before her. And now Emily McMullen getting set to deliver the 0-1 to Chevalier. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. Emily Jansen on deck, and Emily McMullen sends that one outside for a ball. So Chevalier 1-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. McMullen consulting the wristband again. And that one stays fair, although it's bobbled. And so Chevalier will reach on an error as Tyler Joe Colby just mishandled that one right through the wickets, as they like to say. And Chevalier, she'll take it. Spartans get their leadoff hitter of the bottom of the 6th aboard. And that brings up Emily Jansen showing bunt, lays it down, and they do get her at first, but mission accomplished as Lexi Chevalier has moved up to second base. And so a runner in scoring possession, and checking as head coach Leslie Cantor talking to the home plate umpire, are we going to have a change, it looks like. Looks like Savannah Miller is going to come in to hit. And Lexi Chevalier is the runner in scoring position. Re-entry for Miller. And has to be thrilled to see a runner in scoring position, although not happy to see strike one there. Her team leads 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th, only one out. Emily McMullen, her pitch count, yikes, that was number 94 right there. So 0-2 now to Savannah Miller, the designated player. And Emily McMullen, an extended look into the Tars dugout that time, delivers, and that one's outside for ball 1. And here comes the 1-2 to Miller, and that one's going to go foul. A reminder, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network for the 3rd and final game of this series and the final regular season game for both of these teams. And Miller, that one's going to drop, and they'll wave all the way around, scoring Lexi Chevalier. So an RBI single for Savannah Miller, and you got to credit Lexi Chevalier with some nice base running there, coming all the way around to score. And the Spartans can exhale a little bit now, taking a 2-run lead, and keep in mind just one out in the bottom of the 6th. And we're going to see a pinch runner as going in for Savannah Miller is Abigail Siegel. Steph Ballmer is the batter, the number 9 hitter. She's 0 for 2 in this game. Struck out looking back in the 2nd, and then the out in right field. Oh boy! And that was, wow, scary, as that one may well have hit Ballmer in the face. Fortunately, clearly had to have hit the helmet. And now the umpires are talking about if it did hit her or not. And you see both head coach Leslie Cantor and assistant coach Denise Rubio checking on Balmer, and Balmer with the palms open, wondering how home plate umpire Steve Lewis could be questioning a hit by pitch. And amazingly, the umpires are saying that she was not hit and going to keep her in the batter's box. And that's an amazing call. Bizarre turn of events as Balmer is going to hang in there physically, and there's a bunt that they'll tag her with. And in the meantime, Siegel advances to second, and amazing that Balmer was okay, and amazing to see her standing in the batter's box, meaning why isn't she on first as a hit by pitch? Regardless, the game plays on, and so with 2 out now in the bottom of the 6th, the leadoff hitter Lauren Fantone, and keep in mind a runner in scoring position for the Spartans and the person of Abigail Siegel at second base. And now the 0-1 to Fantone, and that's ball 1. McMullen looking for some instruction from the dugout and sends in what is going to be strike 2. So Lauren Fantone fighting to stay alive here in the bottom of the 6th. And that one's upstairs for ball 2. And Fantone sends that one foul out of play down the right field line. And now the 2-2 coming, and sent to center field and drops, and scoring will be Siegel, and Fantone in with a double, and the Spartans increase the lead to 5-2. So how about that? We've seen a little bit of everything in this game. And if you're a Spartans fan, the good news is that they have persevered to the tune of a 5-2 lead. And there's a shot that's going to be another base hit, and another run is going to score. As crossing home plate is Fantone. They do get Keister at second for the 3rd and final out. And let's see if they're going to count the run that crossed the plate or not. But regardless, sets up nicely for the Spartans heading into the top of the 7th, even if it ends up only being 5-2 in quotation marks. We'll step aside and sort it out and be back with the top of the 7th here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. The run did count, and our score is now 6-2 as we start at the top of the 7th. And the first pitch is a ball to Tyler Joe Colby. So the Spartans break the game open with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And what had been a nail biter at that point was only 3-2 after 4.5. And all of a sudden, Spartans double their offensive run output. And 3 outs away from getting a split of this doubleheader. And I'll say it again, very different from what we saw in the first game earlier. As that one is popped up by Colby and caught by Lexi Chevalier for out number 1. As you saw charging in, Emily Jansen has a little chuckle with her catcher. So that'll bring up Grace Germer, who is 0 for 2, and she'd love to find the magic that she had in game 1. Is it here? There's a throw from Feldman to first, and Alexa Russo covering. They get Germer as out number 2, and so the Tars down to their last out. Jaden Walker hoping to not be it, and anything she can do to reach base. She is 0 for 2 in this game. Ground out in the 2nd, then struck out looking in the 5th. Swings and misses on the first pitch that she faces in the top of the 7th. Mary Beth Feldman, 94 pitches in this game, and here's her 0-1, and that's going to be fouled off by Walker. So UT conceivably 1 pitch away from ending the game, and honestly that doesn't even have to be a strikeout. In Mary Beth Feldman's eyes, she'll gladly take a ground out, a fly out, anything it takes. Although there's going to be one more that keeps things alive for Walker. And the 1-2 to her, swing and a miss, ball game. Spartans win it as the Tars get no runs, no hits. There were no Spartan errors and no Tars runners left on base in that top of the 7th. And so UT wins the game 6-2 and avenges the 1-0 loss from the first game of the doubleheader. Final line score, UT gets 6 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. Rollins 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. And of course, the winning pitcher for UT, Mary Beth Feldman, she finishes with 6 strikeouts through 96 pitches, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, none of them earned. And so the two teams will get set to face one another one more time tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, to wrap up the regular season. And UT improves to 34-11. I'm Bruce Wozniak. Glad you can join us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.